excitement level going into it?
I'm looking forward to it. Looking ready to build some camaraderie throughout our teammates. I think this is the time right now where it's most important that we get acclimated with each other and really get comfortable. Whether or not we start really putting the defense together, first team, second team, I think now we can really start to build on the season coming up.
Where did you look to improve upon between the end of spring camp to coming up this next week?
I look to improve me personally or the team.
You personally?
Just probably my leadership role, just not being scared to be vocal and step on people's toes. I'm looking forward to just being a leader in the DB room, being somebody who's played in a couple big games. I just look to be that voice to help us understand and be able to dissect different plays that we're seeing on the offensive side so we feel comfortable on defense.
Was it tough trying to be that voice when you first got here as the new guy?
Definitely. I didn't want to, ruffle any feathers. I was just trying to make my mark here and just gain my teammates' respect. But Coach Landon had talked to me about like stepping up in leadership role, not being scared to try something different.
Do you think that kind of comes with just the experience, with seeing the field and being around here, that kind of leadership stuff, just more comfort with that?
Can you rephrase that for me?
Just like, having that experience, does that kind of help with, you talk about that leadership and growth?
Mm-hmm.
You feel more comfortable given that, you do have that experience?
Yeah, I feel like coming in for fall camp, I feel more comfortable taking over that leadership role. At the same time, also still being coachable and still like learning too with the guys. Just because you're quote unquote classified as a leader doesn't necessarily mean that you are bigger than other things. So it's being able to be a leader, but still being able to take coaching and still receive it. Yeah, so it's all tied into one.
I think in spring camp you said that you were strictly repping at cornerback. Is that still the plan for fall camp?
Yes.
And then this cornerback room has added some pieces. Nico Reed through the portal and a couple other guys as true freshmen. Just what's that competition been like, at least during summer ball?
Competition's been good. I think we all are helping each other, pushing each other to be better. I feel like that's what brings out the best in competition, having guys that are just forcing you to play to your best ability because at any moment if you're not living up to what you can, maybe the next guy can be ready to go. So, yeah, I feel like the competition is definitely helping us out.
What do you feel like you bring to this defense in terms of physicality, just being able to lay the lumber? So you have a couple big hits in the spring game. What do you feel like you bring in that department?
I feel like coming from the SEC, it was more tackling. I feel like I have had like an adaptive mentality to basically, understand that I have to tackle. So I feel like coming to the Pac-12 where it's more so throwing, I feel like the tackling part is just pretty much just easier on this end. Not to say that it's a slouch or anything, but I just feel like it's just something that I've already been installed in my head. You have to tackle even at the next level. So that's just something that I've always prided my game over, not being able to be in a corner who just wants to cover.
When you look at the quarterbacks in this league, how much does that excite you, some of the challenges ahead, going against a Heisman Trophy winner, a bunch of probably first-round, second-round picks? How much does that excite you?
It excites me a lot. It gives me an opportunity to really showcase what I can really do on the field in all aspects, going against elite quarterbacks, being able to bait them and have them see things that maybe they thought they seen that they didn't see. So I'm looking forward to it, playing all these draft-eligible quarterbacks.
Seemed like they had a pretty clear vision for Christian Gonzalez coming in last year about how to kind of develop him into being a first-round pick. When you were looking for a new program to go to, what was the vision for you, the plan for you that Oregon sold you on to make you come here?
They sold me on, when they were comparing me and Christian, basically a player who's shown abilities when he was at Colorado, but maybe necessarily not really been able to show his full package of what he's been able to do. We both had going into our biggest years. He was a junior last year. If I'm not mistaken, I'm going into my senior year. He didn't have any interceptions. I'm looking to get one this year. So, just that, me able to see the transparency of him coming in, getting 4 interceptions, being able to lead 17th pick, it was pretty eye-opening, and I feel like it was an opportunity that I had to take advantage of.
Thank you very much.
Has there been an individual who stood out to you, whether it be in your room or on the defense in general, over the summer and the spring?
Young guys are like guys who've already been here.
Either or, your pick.
For like somebody older, I would say Jamal Hill. I feel like he's taken over a big leadership role, especially coming from safety, moving to linebacker. He's definitely has a lot of respect on the defense. A lot of people look up to him and listen when he speaks. And for like newer guys, I would say from the offensive side, Tez Johnson, I'm expecting a lot from him. It's been nothing but fireworks since he's been here, so I wouldn't expect anything else.
Oregon at points last year really struggled in pass defense. Just how do you feel like this, you included as new additions to the secondary, Taishib and other guys, how do you feel like you guys are going to just do better than it was last year at points?
I feel like it starts with like trust. We have to trust each other. Everybody got to do their job. It's not like one man can just you can't just shut down. You can shut down one side of the field, but that's why it's another side. I feel like everybody just have to be on the same page as a defense. I feel like me, Tashim, and Evan have, since we got here, tried to like assert ourselves as leaders and trying to like change the identity of the defense. Trying to dominate practice every day. Even like ruffle the little feathers with the offense. Just to make our mark, and also like so we can get prepared for the season to play as best as we can.
Talking about the offensive side of it, you've been practicing against the receiver group for
Yes.
the last few months since spring. Give me 2 or 3 guys that are going to give other defenses issues this year.
Well, I already said Tez. I'll say Troy Franklin has showed a lot. I've already known about him, but coming here, just being able to see him in person, he's a very good receiver that I expect to have a even better year than he did last year. And one more person I would say is Bucky Irvin. Even though he's not a receiver, like he's lined up at receiver in practice before. Like just the versatility in his game as a running back, being able to catch the ball, run the ball. I'm expecting him to almost double what he did last season if he gets the opportunity for sure.
You've seen any, I guess, like maybe not remarkable, but big improvements from guys in your room, like some of the younger guys, think of Manning and Jaleel Foran, somebody like that.
Yeah, definitely. And Jaleel was playing mostly corner from what I was told last season. And going into like spring ball last season, he was playing corner and star. Just him being able to learn both positions and excel at it. He made some plays in the spring game in the star position. So just seeing like him being able to grasp the playbook and be able to not only learn one position but 2 positions says a lot.
You talked a little bit about physicality before that you and Tashima brought from the SEC. Do you feel like you kind of brought that to other people in the locker room and other members of the defense?
I feel like it's starting to wear off a little bit on the defense. We got to get everybody on the same page, though, of course. But I feel like you can kind of see some days if maybe I try to come with energy every day, but sometimes if they feel like maybe I'm not as loud as I normally am, you can start noticing other guys picking up the energy and even waking me up. Like, come on, like it's not like you. So, yeah, I feel like it's starting to wear off, but I feel like fall camp, we just got to keep it going.
What kind of questions do you guys ask you about the big games you played in, the experiences that you've had?
You said what kind of questions
do they ask you?
Ask me like what was my thought process, what was my preparation going into the games. And I just try to let them know, like, I've had probably my most embarrassing moment on the biggest stage of TV, but it was like that moment erased all fear that I have anymore in football. That was my first time ever getting beat before for a touchdown, and I felt like that moment helped me be able to play way faster this upcoming season.
Coach Lanning is the head coach, but he's a defensive coach. How much, not pressure, but how much does he put on the defense about how he wants things done?
No, he doesn't put any pressure on us. He just holds us to a standard, and I feel like we all just understand the standard and we try to live up to the standard. This isn't really new for me coming from Alabama. Coach Saban was a defensive coach also, so it's just like it's very beneficial having your head coach really in tune to what's going on the defensive side of the ball. And I feel like Coach Lanning does a very good job of not only just piecing in and giving his 2 cents with the defense, but also the offense too. So that's very beneficial.
What's it like as a Philly guy making the adjustment out here? I mean, granted, you went to the Deep South, so that's a bit of a change from Philly too. But like,
I'm from Washington D.C. My family's from Philly, but you know it was from East Coast to the West Coast has been a big transition. The weather at first wasn't a big fan of it. It was raining a lot, but lately it's been pretty nice out here, so no complaints.
when you learn from arguably not just one of the greatest coaches ever, but one of the greatest coaches at that position, what are some of the things that you picked up on from Coach Saban that you can bring here that works and melds with what you're learning here?
First, probably like starting off with having a short-term memory. At corner, you can't be at corner. You will get the ball called on you. I think it's about how you are able to recollect your thoughts and recuperate and play the next play is really important. And that was something I learned from Coach. And also, really diving into the playbook. I feel like this opportunity has been the first time that I've really felt full-on comfortable with the playbook. I feel like at Alabama, it was spots here and there that was still kind of foggy for me that I never really made known that it was foggy. And I feel like here, anytime I have a question about something, I have no problem going to ask and going to figure out what I need to do to help better understand.
All right, thanks, Kyree.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks again.